Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm Josh. This is Brandon sitting here on my left, and you are tuned in to the JV Sports Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. JV Sports Podcast, we talk about all things happening. Well, maybe not all things, but most things happening.
Lots of things.
Lots of things happen around the sports world, and we take you behind the scenes of some of our YouTube golf videos. So today we have a good one planned. It is our NHL Round 2 Playoff Extravaganza.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us, folks. We are going to recap our NHL Playoff Round 1 picks. Oh, look at him shaking. Oh, look at him shaking.
Shame. I feel shame.
Yeah. You guys can't see him at the table. Brandon's got his running shorts on. We'll get to that. We're going to talk about our picks from NHL Playoffs Round 1, and then we are going to make our predictions for Round 2. So that's it. This is just a playoff extravaganza episode. We're not going to do some of our usual segments like Pump It or Dump It or Sports Spotlight. We're going to do just an NHL talk today. So thank you so much for joining us. Brando, what's going on in your world, man?
I am off the deathbed.
Oh, yeah.
I was so sick. Oh, I had no idea, by the way. No idea. So I woke up on, a week and a half ago. I had a little bit of a tickle.
Yep.
Or didn't wake up. Saturday night, like a week ago, Saturday night. Well, I had a little bit of a tickle in my throat. I thought to myself, I've been outside quite a bit. I've been mulching the yard, doing yard work, all sorts of stuff, and must just be allergies because you know, pollen central.
It is.
And so I was like, oh, whatever, not a big deal. Wake up Sunday. Still a little tickle in the throat. Thought to myself, oh, you're feeling fine. And then all of a sudden, freezing.
Boom.
I mean, freezing cold, can't stop shivering.
Yep.
Nonstop, like just could not get warm. Could not get warm.
That's the worst feeling.
My sister's birthday on Sunday.
Oh, that's right. It was her
everybody
birthday.
Was coming over to the house. We're having a cookout. Like, we're going to celebrate. And so, okay, cool. No, I called her up. I said, "Hey, I need a nap. You can't come over yet.
Don't come right now.
I need a nap. Let me see what's going on with this." So I take an hour-long nap, and I wake up, and I'm talking about you want to feel something awful.
Oh no!
Oh my gosh!
Oh,
I was sweating. I was so hot and cold.
Oh, that's the worst.
My head was pounding, sore throat, stuffy nose. Like you name it, I had it. Body was so sore, so I called her up. Oh, and 101.5 degree fever.
Oh,
yeah. So, needless to say, I called her and said, "Hey, it's canceled."
Yeah.
And then I slept literally all day. Thank the Lord for my wife, who was watching the kids, which is great because I got to sleep. Like I literally couldn't do anything. And then Monday, woke up, same deal.
Buried.
You were
buried.
Could not get out of bed.
Yeah.
I was so sick. I was convinced I had COVID and the flu. I convinced I had both.
Yeah.
And so I finally started feeling a little like I'm like walking around on Tuesday. Went to the doctor.
There you go.
Said all the symptoms, and they said, "We're going to test you for strep too." I'm thinking to myself, strep? Like
strep throat? Like strep throat?
It's like sore throat.
Yeah, like a kid's thing?
Yeah, like a kid's thing. Like a sore throat. And I'm like, no, this is COVID and the flu. And sure enough, negative for COVID and the flu, positive for strep throat.
Posy.
And the doctor said, no, strep throat as an adult absolutely crushes you.
Just buried.
And so
you were crippled, man.
So I was done. So now I was on antibiotics, 10 days worth of antibiotics.
Are you off?
You have to take. No, not yet.
Oh my
Not yet.
gosh.
And I'm on day like 6 or 7 now.
Oh.
And so Tuesday, one of the reasons why I went too is because my wife started feeling a little tickle in her throat. So I went and got tested. Sure enough, I'm positive. Tell her, she goes and gets tested. Sure enough,
she's positive.
Positive.
Oh, the whole family's coming down with strep.
5-year-old positive.
Everybody's got it.
Everybody's got it. Luckily, my wife went through a brief period of time where she wasn't feeling that great. Like you could. But nothing.
She got on the medicine early.
Nothing like the 3.5 days of awfulness that I went through. But she went through about a day, got on the meds early, kicked it, which is good.
See, that's key.
Our 5-year-old was perfectly fine.
He never
just perfectly
He
fine.
never
complained
no
about anything.
fever.
Never did anything. We just got him tested because we were positive, and
now he has he had like a little cough or something, right? Like a little
and
runny
so
nose or
he's
something.
also on 10 days worth of antibiotics. So here we go.
Oh,
here we go.
my gosh.
But I'm alive now.
Hey,
I'm feeling good.
He's back, better than ever,
feeling
baby.
great. Like
Yep.
I mean, this is nice.
Yeah.
Like I'm feeling good. Round 2 gives me an opportunity to redeem myself from round 1 because that was really
You need it.
really awful. My picks they're about as good as I felt. So that's
right.
Yeah, so
That's true.
Good. How are you? How are you doing?
I mean, I would say if if I could be the opposite of what you just described, that's where I'm at.
Wow.
Not to rub it in,
Wow.
but I stayed in the gym while you were out and about.
I did lose 7 pounds.
Living your life. Did you lose 7?
Yeah, I lost 7.
Okay, so the cut's going good for old
Or
Brando
just
again.
strap a couple more times and I'll lose about 20 pounds. I wasn't hungry at all. 0 appetite.
Dude, I'm not trying to laugh at you, but the way you've described it, I mean, it sounds bad. It sounds like, I remember strep as a kid. Yeah, like you said, it's kind of it's like a really bad sore throat,
Yep.
And then when you told me doctors like, nah, kids, strep's nothing. Adults, buries you.
Yeah, bad.
Yeah. So anyway,
Really
yeah, I'm good. I'm just trying to, get by, working out, trying to stay on this cut thing. I will tell you, man, I'm still losing some weight, so that's
Okay.
good. I think I've got only 15 pounds to go to my goal weight for the year.
Wow. You recently did a
Yes.
You want to talk about that?
I had
too?
I'm a big goal setter. Okay, but Brando had the idea coming into the year that we set some health goals around because we were working out and we're doing this whole thing. So let's set some goals. So I set 2 goals. One was, and again, if you've listened to our show for any amount of time, we are not runners. We don't like running.
I'm about to be one.
We're not good at it. Sure you are. Maybe you will. Hey, maybe you will. Don't let me stop you, man. Maybe you will be a runner. So one of my goals was, I have a certain weight loss goal, and I'm close to that. I think I'm down. I think I'm down 30 pounds.
That's awesome.
And then
Awesome.
15 to go.
Yeah.
But my other goal was to run a 5K. And again, folks out there, if you're runners, don't come at me about this, okay? You might, when I say this, you're going to say, oh, that's slow as molasses, whatever, okay? It's hard for me, okay? Okay. Almost came out your nose there, that delicious coffee. So I was going to run a 5K. A goal was to run a 5K under 28 minutes, okay? Now, put it in perspective, I think I've only ever run a 5K, one 5K under 30 minutes before. So I was thinking, hey, I'm probably going to need to hit this weight loss goal before I'm going to hit this 5K goal. I'll save you guys the theatrics of it all. Had the 5K this last week in our favorite race of the year. It's a good relatively flat course. And I mean, I hit my goal. I ran it in 27.
Congratulations.
Thank you. 27:21.
That's cool.
So, woo, yeah, go me.
Super cool.
So it's like an 8 minute and 48 second pace per mile, which is, again, faster than I've ever done it. I was shocked. I may have cheated a little bit. There was a guy who was slightly taller, slightly taller than me, who I caught up to in about like the 3/4 mile mark, and then I just drafted on this guy for the rest of the race until the last 1/4 mile. And it just hit him. It hit him like a wall, and he slowed way down. I put the old blinker on, went around him to the right, and I motored to the finish line. But this poor guy was just carrying me for the whole race. I'm talking about I wasn't but 2 feet behind him. I was definitely drafting off this guy. He kept kind of looking over his shoulder too, like, hey man, you're kind of bothering me back there. Like, hey, you want to switch places?
Get off me.
Yeah. And I just didn't. I just but I kept looking at my watch, and his pace was exactly the pace I was trying to run. So why not draft on the guy? He was a gentleman and a scholar, whoever you are. If you're watching this, highly doubt you are, but it's possible. And if you are, hey, thanks again. So that's where I'm at.
And if anybody's wondering what drafting is, after you gave a great explanation of to what it was, there's a little known movie out there called Days of Thunder.
You ever heard of it?
Tom Cruise might be in it,
Yep.
but there's a scene that involves Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman's thigh and some, I think, Sweet and Low that describes drafting pretty well. So
go.
good flick to check out too, by the way. I
Or
like
just
that movie.
Find the clip. Go to YouTube, find the clip. I'm sure it's there.
It's a movie. Movie's a good movie.
That's true.
It's a good
Days of
movie.
Thunder. It is a sick movie. You're right. Yeah, folks, go watch Days of Thunder, and you can see exactly what I was doing in this 5K. Thanks to the demonstration on little Splenda sweet low Nicole Kidman's thigh.
Might have been sugar. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, who knows? Could have been on. And so, anyways, yeah, I'm doing good, man. I'm just grinding. Fired up. NHL playoffs have been. Let's dive into it. They have been, I would say, as advertised in terms of excitement. We talked about the NHL playoffs leading up to the first round. We talked about it so much, and we're so excited for it. And so I would say first round, folks. Just so you know, too, we're dragging a little bit. Well, we're not really dragging. We're kind of hyped up. But the last game of the first round just finished. We've been waiting to do this. Frankly, our picks, the outcome of our picks was settled long before tonight. But we wanted to talk about the round 2 matchups. So So with that being said, let's jump into our sports talk segment. This sports talk segment is brought to you by the fine folks at Dunkin', baby. Hey, how about it? Appreciate you, Dunkin', for keeping us going here tonight. So, Dunkin', you guys have all probably heard of them. They say America runs on Dunkin'. We cannot speak for America. We can't vouch for America, but we can speak for the JB Sports Podcast. And look, we do. Hey, we do run on Dunkin'. That's so, right. Look, this is a daily. You ever heard of the old DDR? The Daily Dunkin' Run? That's us, okay? So we head over, get us an iced coffee. They got something for everybody. You want a chocolate milk or a juice for the kids? Boom, they got it.
Some avocado toast, maybe?
You want some avocado toast? Don't even get me started on their food. Bacon and cheese egg bites. You want a croissant? You want a wrap? They got it all. So
breakfast
folks,
tacos. Did you mention those already?
Don't forget to try their all new breakfast tacos. And if you download the app now, I highly recommend the app, Dunkin' app. Get in there, order your food, order your drinks, get everything you need right through the app, and it'll be ready for you by the time you get to the store. So thank you for bringing the sports talk segment to the fine folks. Thank you, Dunkin'. JB Sports Pod. We run on Dunkin'. So NHL playoffs, round 1. First thing we're going to do, we are going to address the elephant in the room, the huge, heavy elephant in the room. Brandon and I had a bet on round 1 picks. In case you didn't see our round 1 NHL playoff extravaganza, here were the terms of the bet. We each picked who we thought was going to win each series and in how many games they would do it. It was a point if you got the team right, a point if you got the number of games right. Loser has to run 5 miles. I just told you guys, and under a 13-minute per mile pace. I just told you guys I just finished a 5K. My hamstrings still hurt. So I'm glad I don't have to run this. A 5K, for those of you who aren't runners, is only 3.1 miles. So Uncle Brando gets to get out there. We're going to get him a nice tank top, some nice tight running shorts.
I got a few coming in the mail, actually.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Are you actually going to get into running? Is that your thing?
No, maybe.
Okay, good.
Maybe.
Hey.
I don't think I've ever ran a 5 miles in. I used to play soccer,
right.
So I'm sure I've ran 5 miles in a game. But I don't think I've ever ran 5 miles altogether
on a run.
Just for either training purposes or whatever. Ever.
That content will be coming to you, folks. You can catch it on our JB Sports official YouTube page, JB Sports.
Just going to do it shirtless to make it interesting.
There you go. The shirtless 5
I'm just
mile.
kidding. I will not be. Shall not be shirtless. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm looking forward to it.
So Brandon lost the bet. That's what we're getting at here, folks. Brandon lost the bet. Total points were Josh 8. Brandon 3.
Boom, big one. Wow, I did so good.
So let's go through the games really quickly, and then we can kind of dive into some of the stuff that we liked and some of the stuff we didn't like, and talk about the series a little bit. So Oilers versus Kings. Brandon had Oilers in 6. Josh had Oilers in 5. If you all remember, this is the one that I also had in 6. Hey.
Wow.
I changed it on
the one I got right for
fine.
both. You're going to have to do that to it.
All right, sorry. Brandon got 2 points here. He got the Oilers right.
Yeah. What a good guess by me.
And
just a phenomenal. I looked at it, analyzed it. I did so much research on this
a lot
one.
Of research, right.
And I'm a Kings fan.
Right.
Mind you.
Yeah.
Still chose the Oilers in 6.
And you got it right.
Nailed it.
Yep. So Brandon got that both points there. I got the team right, but not the games. Then we had the Avalanche versus the Kraken. An absolute shocker. I think the NHL world is, I don't know. Yeah, upside down after that. Well, not as much as the Bruins, but we'll get to that. So anyways, shockingly, the Kraken take down the series. Brandon and I both had the Avalanche. We had them both winning in 5. So, yeah, Kraken beating the Avs there was a big shocker. Let's move on to the Wild versus Stars. Brandon had the Wild in 7, which I appreciate. However,
Absolutely jobbed, by the way.
Josh had the Stars in 6, and the Stars won in 6. There's a point plus bonus there. Jets versus Vegas. Brandon, I would love to run back the tape on this. Mister, I'm just not a believer in the Golden Knights. You heard him.
I don't think we have to.
He's like, I don't know what it is. Let me reenact it for you. I don't know what it is, but I'm just not a believer in the Golden Knights. That's about how he sounded. So here's what happened, folks. Brandon had Jets in 6. Josh had Vegas in 6. I got Vegas right, but they got it done in 5. So
yes.
So no bonus point there. We'll see as we do our round 2 picks. Round 2 picks. I'll see if Brandon has come around on Vegas or not. That is a little teaser.
No.
Oh, geez, here we go.
We'll get it.
Next series, Bruins versus Panthers. This is the one that did shock the NHL world. That's the best team in NHL history, and in multiple categories, right? And the Panthers got it done in 7. They beat the Bruins, took them down, and I'll tell you something. Well, we'll get into it when we talk about the series. That's obviously one of my takeaways that we're going to talk about. So we'll come back to it. Leafs versus. Oh, by the way, Brandon had Bruins in 4. I had the Bruins in 5. Obviously, we were both wrong. Leafs versus Lightning. Brandon had the Leafs in 7. Josh had the Leafs in 6. Josh wins and gets the bonus. We both get a point for the right team. And then this one just finished up tonight, and it was, not overly exciting. But Devils versus Rangers. Brandon had Rangers in 6. Josh had Rangers in 7. I was really holding out hope that I could snag 2 more points here, get into double digits. I would have only had Anyway, I didn't. Devils pulled it out. They're moving on. Brandon and I are both wrong. And then finally, Canes versus Islanders. Brandon, maybe a reverse jinx. Maybe he didn't actually believe in the Canes. No one really knows the truth except for him.
Maybe he'll find out during this next round pick.
But Brandon had the Islanders beating the Canes in 7. Josh had the Canes winning in 6. The Canes did win in 6. Josh wins the point and the bonus for a total. Josh 8, Brandon 3. Brandon's running 5 miles. Brandon, what stood out to you about the first round?
So watching these games, by the way, is just so exciting. So a few things stood out. The officiating has been not good.
Hot topic right now. Hot topic.
It's kind of I think Minnesota
that wild
got
series.
Absolutely just jobbed with the officiating. Even like Carolina Islanders series officiating was bad. Bunch of missed calls both ways. Like I think every single fan base probably could complain about the referees. Minnesota, I think, has more of a gripe than any other one.
For sure.
And I watched every single Islanders Carolina game. There were missed calls, but there were missed calls both
That's
ways
the thing, right?
quite a bit.
Look. And Brendan Moore has even said this too. He's like, look, these guys are the best in the world at what they do. It's a hard job. Look how fast they're moving. Sure, you're going to get stuff wrong, but you just hope that it goes both ways, right?
Right.
The Wild, I don't know what was going on. And even more than just the Wild as a team, it was like one guy got screwed 3 times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like the same guy over and over getting absolutely hosed. That was
It was disappointing. It was disappointing because
pun intended, wild.
After the first 2 games of every single series,
yes.
I thought
your picks were looking good.
I was like, oh my gosh. When the Jets dominated the Golden Knights in the first game, I thought to myself, I can't believe you picked that one. Like I was thinking, oh my gosh.
That was your sleeper.
I can't believe I picked the winner of this series. Like this is going to be pretty cool to talk about in the pod.
Yeah.
Turns out I was very wrong.
Never won another game.
Very wrong. And not only that, but did you see their coach calling them out after the game, talking about how disgusted he was? And
there was clearly dissension amongst the ranks in that locker, and they never had a chance of winning that series. Sorry, Big Dog.
But McDavid and the Oilers' power play is unfreaking believable.
Draisaitl is just on another planet.
Yep,
dude, he is.
The Kings couldn't get out of their own way with penalties. Like lots of really good, interesting storylines in the first round. I also think the Panthers.
Okay, we got to talk about them.
Oh my gosh! Remember on the pod when I was talking about the team that I did not want to play? It was the Panthers.
That's in my notes.
Exactly why
I was going to bring that up.
Not only that, so what I said on the other pod when I called them to get swept. That their goaltending was going to be a problem.
That's right.
Turns out Bobrovsky is making the saves when he needs to make the saves, so they put him in, and here we are. The Cats just, I mean, every time Boston would score,
dude,
I had almost 100% complete faith that the Panthers were going to come back and score.
That's what's crazy. Like, you want to talk about, it's like how many chances, and in the regular season, and also this Boston team, it's like they put people away. You know what I mean? That doesn't happen. And I mean, look, you saw it in Game 7. I think the Panthers were up 2-1 or something in Game 7, right? So
Boston storms back.
It's like, here's the inevitable. What a great run for Florida. Hey, man, they gave it their all. But it's like they got that dog in them. They just do not go away. Then boom, Boston's in the lead. Boom, Panthers score back. Boston takes the lead again. Boom, Florida's right there, scores back. Dude, and that team, you're right. I don't want any part of that team. No. They are buzzing right now.
And then you talk about timely saves. Like Bobrovsky might not have the most sparkling numbers. He got a bunch of goals put up on him.
Right.
But think about Marchand with 5 seconds left on a breakaway to end the series.
That ends the series.
Right. He makes the save.
Right.
Like that's the type of clutch goaltending and things. And Florida's just right. Like they're a team. Like you can tell they like playing this way.
Yep.
They're good at it. And they are all over. They were all over the Bruins. And then overtime in Game 7, by the way.
Yeah. Dude.
They might have scored 7 goals.
Yeah, exactly right.
Like that's crazy.
They'll just like we had talked about this previously in one of the pods about how Boston can play anyway and beat you anyway.
Yeah.
That's what Florida's doing right now.
They played them that way and played them better.
They did.
Like, that's just
dude, it's crazy.
Matty Tkachuk is just
he's
boy, what could have been. What could have been. We'll talk about that in a second.
Sure. So I had that's a couple of things I had. So I had you didn't want on a different episode of the pod, you said you didn't want the Panthers. Turns out you were right. You had also said there was an episode of the pod where we were going back and forth about just what we thought the Canes would do in the playoffs and all this. And I had said that I thought they would get bounced in the second round. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about why that might be. And one of the things that you actually said was the reason they could get bounced in the second round. You thought they would lose in the first round, but then you're like, if they make it through the first round, they could get bounced in the second round because they're probably gonna get a little banged up in the first round and maybe have a key injury or two, maybe like someone like a Teravainen goes down or something. I mean,
I don't
folks,
remember. Did I really say that?
You did. Go back and listen. I think it wasn't our NHL Playoff Extravaganza round 1. It was maybe like episode 4 or 5 of the pod. But yeah, you literally said that. And so, unfortunate call.
Yeah.
Hate that you called that.
Yeah.
Also kind of crazy. He broke his hand, right?
Broke his hand, had surgery, probably out for the rest of the playoffs.
That's what they said. He's out.
No matter how far they go.
Right. So that's tough. And there was no slash call or anything, too.
That's a missed call.
Yeah, there's a missed call.
I mean,
there's a missed call for it.
That's a missed call. So, and probably one of the top 3 forwards on the team out for the entire series.
So I don't know, not to foreshadow too much, but with the injuries the Canes have, boy, oh boy, second round, I think, look, I had been saying all along I had them out in the second round. Anyways, we're not going to get in the second round just yet. I want to talk about in the first round still. Little bit disappointed in Vasilevsky.
He did not look like normal Vasilevsky.
No, and I think the Tampa Bay. First of all, congrats, Leafs. Congratulations.
Out of the first round.
You've done it.
What a squad.
Yes, they did it. I think
We both predicted that.
Yes, we did.
Not a big deal.
Yeah, not a big deal. So, but I think that I was anticipating a little bit more of a. Well, I tell you, Tampa just didn't really look like the Tampa of the old runs, and it goes back to kind of what I was saying before was, at a certain point, man, it's like they got to run out of gas. I mean, how many times can you do it over and over and over again? And then. Like I said, towards the end of the year, man, it looked like they knew they didn't have the juice, and they were just trying to manufacture it. And that's how the series looked.
They were pretty banged up, too. They got injured in the series.
For sure.
Dirty hit by Bunting, by the way. What a dirty hit. Like, that's the type of hit. People talk about fighting and getting that out of the game. That's what you need to get out of the game, or hits like that. There's zero. That is such a dirty hit.
Exactly.
It's crazy. The Dumba hit on Pavelski, I don't think was dirty at all.
That wasn't dirty. Sure, you don't like to see guys get hurt.
No, this one is like...
This one's bad.
Guy's not by the puck. He purposely hits him in the head.
Right.
And knocks him out for the series. And that's probably one of the reasons they probably lost too, is he's one of their top 3 defensemen. So, it
certainly didn't help them.
No, but Tampa Bay's got some guys on their team that I would just love to have. You talk about like Corey Perry and Alex Killorn, like players like that just they're not going to light up the score sheet, but they're just going to get in there and they were talking about Corey Perry and how he just loves to make an exit because he just keeps getting thrown out of games and all sorts of stuff. But he's going to be 40.
Yep.
Like he's or 39 or whatever.
I think he's 39, right? Or
he's going to be. I think he's going to be pushing 40. He still wants to play. I hope. I hope somebody like the freaking Hurricanes sign somebody like that. Get him there on the 4th line. Let him center. Like get him going.
Yep.
He used to be such an a-hole to play against for the Kings.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
In quick space, in his crease all the time.
Dude, you gotta love that.
Just nonstop. So Tampa Bay's. 3 years in a row in the Stanley Cup Finals. Yep. That is nuts. And they're good, but they were super banged up. And Toronto deserved it.
Absolutely.
Goalie played really well. Samsonov for Toronto, so that was excellent. They got timely goals when they needed them, and they finally got out of the first round, which is great for them.
Good for them.
Yeah,
we'll see how the second round goes. Anxious to
hear
your
pick. Their treat is the Florida Panthers.
Yeah, exactly.
Congrats. It's the 8th seed, which you think would be good, but turns out, well, maybe not.
We've talked about. Well, we've said it on previous pods.
Did you
just got to get in?
Did you see the Maple Leafs fans were chanting, "We want Florida"?
Oh yeah, I did see that. What
we
idiots.
Want Florida before the Florida Boston series.
I guess because they didn't. Yeah, that's right. You're right. That's right. It was before that.
Good luck.
Careful what you wish for.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think there's been some good goaltending. So like surprising good goaltending. Maybe not. Well, yeah. Somewhat surprising.
Freddie Anderson coming in the 6th game and just shut the Islanders down.
So
30-something saves.
Do we know what happened? By the way, phenomenal performance by Freddie.
Yeah,
coming in. That's great. Freddie Anderson for the Canes, Game 6. I didn't hear anything about that before the game. Like, that was a surprise, right?
Yeah. No, Brandon Moore's not telling anybody, but I think he just got healthy, and they were like, "No, we've been switching off all season. We might as well do it now." I think the thought process was you get Freddie in there for Game 6. Yeah. If it doesn't go his way, Ranta at home in Game 7.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So you get him in there, you get him a game, see what happens. If it goes really well, maybe you start him in the next series. Like, who knows? Like,
they're probably going to go back to Ranta in the next series, right?
I would think. I would.
Why not?
If
Freddie's dialed, though,
I would start Ranta at home and Freddie on the road.
Would you?
Just that's it. That's the rotation.
And then there's
2 games at home, 2 games on the road.
There's no question about it. When guys are getting a rest, it frees you up a little bit if somebody gets banged up or is hurting or needs a break. Not a bad strategy. Although I think one thing, and sorry, don't mean to interrupt you. I hear a lot. I don't know this obviously personally, but you hear a lot about guys wanting to get in a rhythm, goalies especially wanting to get in a rhythm with games. So I wonder if that would mess them up.
Oh, I mean, that's one thing that we were talking about why the Canes might lose because they can't decide on a starting goalie in the second best team in the NHL. And now here I am
proposing
that they should start Ranta at home and Freddie on the road. So.
Hey, way to go, coach. Way to go, coach.
Maybe that's what a little faith and optimism will do to you.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean?
Oh, no.
Maybe that's what it'll do.
Don't get carried away, big dog.
I don't want to.
Don't change the recipe that's working. You know what I mean?
Ouch.
Yeah, some good cake mix. So do you have any other takeaways from round 1? That like big takeaways that you want to talk about?
No, not necessarily. I think interesting. Obviously, lots of storylines. Really good game, like really good play. And I'm excited. Oh, we could talk about
what about the Kraken?
Well, I was going to say we could talk about how Boston mortgaged the future, how Tampa Bay traded all those draft picks for Janot, like the Rangers, Kane.
Oh, dude! Whoa. By the way, whoa! Wait a second. Give me some credit.
Who?
Me
For what?
Well, Kane played pretty well.
What?
He had didn't
what?
Oh, actually, well, he did. He had a few good. He had a. Oh, maybe the beginning of the series he played well. He was on
Kane and Tarasenko.
Well, Tarasenko.
Okay, by the way, I owe an apology.
Oh,
I owe an apology.
Go ahead.
Because on the first pod, I said that Zuccarello was going to play well for the Rangers. I didn't mean Zuccarello. I meant Zibanejad.
Yes.
Who coincidentally didn't show up for the series.
Correct.
Neither really did Kane. Neither really did Tarasenko.
Kane played well early. Dude, he had
great. And when it was on the line,
okay,
what
I
happened?
get it. Yeah, I get it.
The whole team played pretty good the first 2 games.
Well, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then they I'm just can't stand Rangers fans either. Rangers fans are Well, let me no,
it's okay.
We'll say that.
Go ahead.
Rangers fans are just a little they're like
Go
they
ahead.
just think they're a little too good, you know? They just think they're a little too good. But
hey, go ahead, man.
Not all, just some.
Yeah.
Like the people who get kicked out of PNC Arena last year in the in the playoffs for yelling at little kids.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, they need to go.
They got to get out of there. But
don't yell at little kids. That ain't
that's
cool.
gonna hurt.
Yeah,
that's gonna hurt.
Yep.
You got those 2 guys are gone. I mean, I wonder what they're gonna do next year. I wonder if their coach sticks around. He always seems to get let go pretty quickly after success. Like and
what's up
Florida,
with that?
Vegas, the Rangers probably they're talking about how he might be the scapegoat again.
No.
Yeah. Like
are you kidding me?
No. The lack of in-game adjustments minus maybe Game 7, I think is what people are saying is the problem. But how about Artemi?
Yeah, Artemi,
not showing up at all, makes $10+ million a year. Panarin.
Yeah. What
doesn't show up in the playoffs.
What do you do?
He was pointless in 6 games.
Yeah.
5 games, 5 or 6.
What do you
pointless?
Yeah. So what do you do?
Why do you fire the coach for that?
That's what I'm saying. You can't fire the coach.
No, you got his buddy Tarasenko to come through. They played with each other. They
Tarasenko joke.
Not good.
No,
not good. Shesterkin good.
Hey,
rest of the team stinks.
Very good.
Trouba trucked somebody. I did call that.
You
called
did call
that one.
You did
How about instead of
Trouba.
complaining online about dirty hits? By the way, the hit wasn't dirty.
Clean as a whistle.
The hit was clean. Maybe Meyer should pick his head up.
That's right.
Like maybe Meyer should pick his head up. And if you're complaining about that, I take Trouba on my team with those types of hits all day long.
10 out of 10.
All day long. Because I want people to think about him when they're coming through the center like that.
Exactly.
I want that in the back of their mind.
Yep.
Because if you give up, we're talking about a game of inches, seconds, millimeters, whatever. Right? That 1 second that you hesitate gives me an advantage.
Yes, I love that.
That's all I want. And so for people complaining about that, it's like maybe Meyer should have picked his head up.
Who's complaining about it?
Lots of people. Lots of people.
Not
on
just
Twitter.
fans of the Devils?
No.
Really?
Like media members. Go read The Athletic and talk about like dirty hits and stuff. It's
Are you
crazy.
kidding me?
No.
Are any actual hockey players complaining about it?
I don't think so.
Exactly.
I don't think so.
Dude, that hit was like textbook.
Yeah, pick
hockey.
your head up, dude. Pick your head up.
You're going through the middle of the ice and your head's down. Okay, look.
You're going to get lit up.
You're going to get lit up.
Yeah, like what do you
get off the
Lewis
tracks?
Lit. Let's go.
Lewis lit. Exactly. So
get off the tracks.
Hey,
you're right. Train's coming through.
He didn't drive his elbow through his head. He didn't put his shoulder through his face. It was literally as clean a hit as you get.
The only thing he could have done is not hit him.
That's it.
And then, dude, is that what you do? You just let him get a free run at the goalie? Like I don't get it.
Dude,
but
just thinking
I thought it was a great hit.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. I don't know why that just made me think of like terrible. The Wild stuff was just crazy.
The wild stuff was terrible.
Tripping call when you're getting high sticked and it's bad hits in the corner. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I agree. We talked about there was one thing that we said that it's always interesting to see is injury reports come out. Did you see who was it on the Bruins?
Bergeron.
It was a Bergeron. What was it? It's like
ruptured
herniated discs or something.
Yeah,
that's brutal. Just playing through it. Hey,
He always does, too.
confirmed.
Punctured lungs and all sorts of
Hockey
stuff.
guy.
Crazy. No kidding.
That's a hockey guy. Let's not overlook in our breakdown of the first round the Seattle Kraken. I mean, dude, what is that? We were roll the tape on our first round extravaganza. We're like applauding them. Hey,
it's a bad take.
heck of a season, Kraken. Congratulations on getting to the playoffs. Dude,
How cool for Grubauer.
Grubauer looks unreal.
How cool for him, though. Doesn't re-sign in Denver. They
Yep.
move on from him. They win the cup.
Yep.
And then he gets to go
And
back
just-
in that building and beat them in a game 7.
And dude, sick too. I'll tell you what, that Kraken team is fun to watch, boy.
Yeah,
They are
they
fun
remind
to
me
watch.
of Florida.
Yeah,
They're
they
like
are.
all over you.
They just buzz around.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what, it's so funny, man. You watch these guys. It's like they're like the even on like dump ins and stuff, right? And you watch the TV sort of broad picture, and you see their legs, and these guys are like, I mean, they're just digging for pucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're flying into the zone, whereas like some other teams a little bit more casual, chasing into the zone. Heck, even the Canes are guilty of this. I mean, the Canes are a good sort of dump and chase team, but dude, you watch like the Kraken or even Florida. They're just,
Scrappy.
dude, it's like they just want it so bad.
Gotta get it.
Exactly, man.
Gotta
So
get the
that
puck.
the Kraken are very, very fun to watch. You know, it's funny because I don't know, and maybe I'm wrong in this, but leading into the playoffs, I mean, certainly no one gave them much of a chance, but it was like there wasn't a lot of coverage or talk about the Kraken. And they've got some players, man. Like,
Yeah.
I thought it was a bunch of like no-name dudes or like guys that were like, well, and like guys you haven't heard of or bottom liner, third, fourth liner guys that are now making up a team. Dude, they've got some guys.
They get contributions from every single
But that's
player
the
of the
difference.
team.
That's the difference.
There's nobody that's like Jared McCann getting knocked out of that series in the round. Like that hurts them significantly. Right, he scored over 40 goals this year.
Yeah,
but most, I think the most goals somebody had on their team was 2 for the series.
Yeah,
and they won it.
That's
that's crazy
against the Avalanche, by the way.
Yeah,
who were very good. McKinnon. Whew.
Yeah,
Wow.
You know what the Kraken and the Panthers remind me of? You ever seen the movie The Replacements with Keanu Reeves?
Yeah, of course I have.
and when I think the middle linebacker's name is Danny.
Okay.
It's John Favreau though.
Yeah.
As the actor director. And he's like, I need that. The coach is like, I need the ball.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I need the ball.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm gonna
I'll
get you
get
that
you the
ball.
ball. Yeah.
I'm gonna get you the ball. And then he goes and gets him the ball, and he's like in his face. He goes strips it or
I know
whatever.
exactly
And
what
he's
you're
like, I got the ball. I got the ball. That's what it reminds me of. It's like Paul Maurice is like, I need the puck. And they're like, I'm gonna get you the puck.
It's exactly what it's
Dave
like.
Haxtell's like, I need the puck, and Brandon Tandem's like, I'm gonna get you the puck. It's like they're just going out there and getting after it. It's like that's what they remind me of, and they're just not gonna stop.
Oh man, that was rich.
Like
bud.
that's what they remind me of. They're just not. They're not gonna stop. They're just not, and they're gonna keep going and keep going and keep going until the final like whistle blows.
Ooh,
Not even the whistle, whatever you want to call it nowadays. The horn.
Yeah.
So it's like that's what they remind me of, and that's kind of scary.
Yeah, don't love to play. I wouldn't want to play against that.
Yeah, me.
Gosh, you got me sweating, dude. I'm laughing so
All
hard.
right, I
I'm
think
sweating over
we
here.
got to move on. Let's move on to round 2 then.
All right, let's go on to round 2. So we're gonna do just like we did before. Brandon's gonna pick first, then I'll pick, and then Brandon picks, and then I'll pick. Okay, so
Great.
we're going to the West first. And folks, if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, I am just taking notes here. I'm going to write down our picks as I did last time. So, Brandon.
Yes. Where are we going first?
We're going Kraken versus Stars. By the way, just so you know, my picks are already in. I've already put them in here.
That's good.
So, all right. Kraken versus Stars.
Dallas Stars
Okay.
in 6.
Brandon goes Stars.
I'm going Dallas in 6.
6.
They got the otter back there who's just on another level.
Yeah, he is.
He's so good, especially in the playoffs. Like he just plays at a different level. I like Dallas's team. I told you that last time. I just thought the Wild were gonna be a little bit better.
Yep.
They weren't. Dallas is They're a good team. Pavelski got knocked out. I think he's coming back, which would be big for them.
Yep.
But I like their team. I think they got size up and down the lineup. They get scoring from a bunch of different lines, and that like their defense is mobile and fast, and the goalie. I just think
Otter, man,
going to be different for the Kraken. They haven't seen it yet. Like Colorado was banged up. They didn't play that great, and they're just going to get a different look from Dallas.
Yep.
And I think Dallas is going to beat them in 6.
Okay. All right. That's a fine pick. I am taking the Stars in 7.
Wow.
Yeah.
7-game
I
series.
think the Kraken take them to 7. Now, if you'd have told me that this was the second round matchup before the first round, and I hadn't seen the Kraken play the first round, I would have taken Dallas in like 5 or 6.
Wow.
Okay. But watching the Kraken play and the way they buzz around, I just think that and Grubauer, okay,
Sure,
may steal one. I think, to be honest with you, I picked the Stars in the first round, and I wasn't overly impressed by them. They got it done.
Okay.
Obviously, got it done and got it done pretty handedly. But the thing I think is interesting about the Stars is it's almost like a there's not a whole lot of excitement or flash or whatever, and all of a sudden it's just like, oh,
goal,
or
then that crowd starts chanting, bah, bah, bah. Like it gets wild.
Lights are flying. Yeah. So it's the Stars. It was, I don't know. Well, I was pretty disappointed in that first round. Just frankly, I don't know. I had the Stars winning that round, but still I wasn't as impressed as I thought I was going to be. Otter's unreal.
Yeah.
So that Otter is the reason I'm actually.
Wow, you were thinking about going with the Kraken.
I was.
Wow.
I was. Well, Pavelski. The thing is, he's got to come back. They need him back.
You would hope. I hope he does.
I hope so too. And if he does, they're going to need him to contribute bigly.
Be right there in front of the freaking net, just tipping pucks, playing a little dirty,
clanging and banging. Exactly.
That's right.
So I think Otter is the reason. I mean, he is the reason that I chose the Stars. I think I hope he continues to play well. It was cool seeing him in Minnesota playing and that storyline. So I have Stars in 7. Brandon has Stars in 6. Head over to the Vegas Golden Knights versus Edmonton Oilers. I'm first here.
What do you got?
I'll tell you right now that this is the series that I took the longest to decide.
Wow.
Yes. Like I said, I was considering picking the Kraken.
Okay.
But this one, it took me a while to go back and forth on. And ultimately, I think the Oilers get it done. And I think they get it done in 7. So, by the way, that's 2 7-game series for me. So I got Oilers in 7 over the Knights. Here's the thing with this series. I just can't. This is the sort of overwhelming reason I finally settled on the Oilers is Draisaitl. The way he's playing,
unbelievable,
is unbelievable. Dude,
he's not hurt this year.
It's unbelievable how he's playing right now. And of course, it doesn't hurt that you got the best player in the game also on the team.
Not a big deal. Not a big deal.
Right. So
and then you got Klim Kostin just coming in, scoring a bunch of goals. They call him Klim Shady?
No.
Yeah. What a pickup, by the way. That guy fights, bangs, scores, does his thing.
But we're seeing some playoff hockey now. You can see these teams that are winning, you're really starting to see. I mean, we've talked about how it's a different brand of hockey, and it is. And it has been, and I love seeing that. So anyway, I think, honestly, I think the Knights are good. And I think they're playing well. You were not ever a believer. They did. Hey, they lived up to my hype in round 1. I had them hyped up, and I just think that they're not going to have enough to get it done against the Oilers. So Oilers in 7. What do you got?
Same.
Do you really?
Same exact. I think my only worry is actually going to be Skinner and net.
Yeah.
I think
I agree.
Skinner and net. Darnell Nurse played terrible for a lot of the games in the first round too. So my sister actually talks about this a lot. She can't believe that Darnell Nurse, the way him as a player, makes as much money as he does. Mm-hmm. It's one of the top paid defensemen in the league. And I also don't necessarily understand why. And he played
bad.
doo-doo.
Yeah.
Bad. Doo-doo. Bad.
Yep.
But then he picked it up, which is good. So if he can pick it up and Stuart Skinner can,
I got to tell you, man,
save it. There's going to be a lot of goals.
There's going to be a lot of goals.
A lot of goals scored.
Skinner was a big disappointment. He's got to tighten up.
So I'm going Edmonton in 7. I think they win the track meet.
Yep.
And as long as the bottom two lines can continue to produce at somewhat of a consistent level.
Yeah. Yep.
Because Draisaitl and McDavid are going to get their points. I think Kane's going to come up big in this series. Like, I think they're good. The Golden Knights, I'm impressed with. Jack Eichel getting his first place of playoff hockey.
Yep.
Came through big. They got crushed in that first game, but then every other game after that, they just absolutely wrecked the Jets.
I'm worried about Eichel. I think Eichel's going to find a gear here against McDavid in this series because
think so.
I think so because I mean they were 1-2, right? Weren't they 1-2?
Yeah.
So I mean, and everyone's talking about McDavid all the time. He's the best player in the game, so deservedly so.
Boy,
but I think a little chip from Eichel wouldn't surprise me. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't either. I think he's going to play well. I think the Golden Knights are going to play well. I think it's going to be a really high scoring. I just think the Edmonton Oilers are going to score more goals.
I agree. Yep. And I am worried about Skinner though. Mm-hmm. Okay, good. So we've both got Oilers in 7 there. Head over to Panthers versus Leafs. Lay it on me, Brando.
So I'm going Panthers. I'm going Panthers.
Okay.
I think
in.
Gosh, I think that I also think the series is going to go long. I'm going 7.
Okay.
I think the Panthers are going to win in 7 for everything that we just talked about. They're just tenacious.
Yep.
And they care so much. They look good, and I'm never watching those games. I'm never concerned that they're not going to come back. If they get down, I'm never concerned about it. Like I just think they're going to come back. I think they're going to win the game. I think Bobrovsky's going to make the save.
Dude.
It's the weirdest thing. I think Toronto is going to be super excited going into this series, and I think that their guys are going to come through too. They have people that can play this game now that they don't get down, even if they go down in the series or they go down in a game.
Yep,
they play until the whistle. They're getting good goaltending.
They'll bang a little.
If they get subpar goaltending though, this series is going to be over a lot quicker.
Yes,
but I have a feeling it's going to go long as well. And I think the Cats are going to get it done in 7 games. They're going to go in Toronto in that 7th game and break the hearts.
You think so?
Of all those white-collar fans.
Well, I've got a little something different here.
Really?
I do.
What do you got?
Not that much different, though. Panthers in 6.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I got Panthers in 6. A lot of the stuff that you just said, although I will say that I'm anticipating a bit of a letdown from the Leafs.
Probably they finally got through the first round.
You've got to think it's going to do one of two things. They're either going to go wide open and absolutely roll through the Panthers because they're just so fired up, or they're going to have this like dopamine dump.
I think both teams, though. Think about the Panthers.
True, that's true.
Like,
You're right.
The Panthers are the same way.
That's true. You're right. But I just see.
You just think they got them dogs.
The Panthers got them dogs.
Dogs.
I'm telling you, dude. I just think the Panthers are. I think the Panthers are a little bit different there. And Bob, I mean, I think.
What a story,
dude.
What a story.
I 100% a big part of the reason I'm choosing the Panthers. And I think, like I said, I think they get it done in 6, dude. They're buzzing. I tell you what, it's not even that they beat the Bruins. It's how they beat them. Because the Bruins were the team that could play you anyway and beat you anyway. And somehow, like you said, the Panthers just did it better. Like, the Bruins wanted to dirty it up. Panthers were like,
fine,
let's go ahead and do that. Like, let's do
okay
that.
With that.
And then all of a sudden, the Bruins start picking up the pace a little bit, and they're buzzing, they're flying around. And all of a sudden, I'm like, whoa, Panthers are flying around right now.
Yep.
And it was, like you said, and I think Game 7 is the perfect example of that because Boston was putting it on them, and Boston would go ahead, and then the Panthers would go back and just do a little bit better. They were moving a little faster, hitting a little harder. I don't think it's besides Bob, it's not a 1-player, 2-player type of reason here. It's more of a team thing for me. I think the Panthers are just buzzing right now, and I think they get it done in 6.
I love watching Makachuk and Sam Bennett play.
Dude.
Like
they're fun to watch.
They just, it's whatever it takes. Like they just tenacious.
But that's the type of stuff we've been saying for literally months, weeks, you and I. talking about the type of stuff we love about playoff hockey.
Can't imagine the Hurricanes with Chuck on the squad right now.
Gosh. All right. Let's keep it moving. Last series. I'm going first on this one. Devils. We found out tonight. Devils. We both had Rangers. I think I would have preferred the Rangers, to be honest.
How about Schmid? Oh my gosh.
Dude,
wow.
Schmid looks good. Very good.
Unbelievable.
Canes versus Devils. I have... Devils are buzzing right now, man. They're looking good. And I have had the Canes out second round. I've been saying it for weeks, maybe months.
So you're going Canes in 6?
I'm going Canes in 7, baby. Canes in 7. They're getting it done. The Canes looked better than way better than I expected. They were doing the things we said they couldn't. They got some play out of some guys that you didn't expect. Sure, Teravainen goes down. You hate to see it. Mac. I'm calling him Mac.
I know.
Dude. Sick. Cool story, by the way. What did he get? 2 points? Goal and assist his first game in the NHL.
Yeah, a bunch of hits.
He's a bunch of hits. Dude,
first game in the playoffs so he played in the NHL with St. Louis.
Sorry, first game in the playoffs. That he was playing, and he might not be all the way there. Don't let me sway your pick now. I'm going to put a little sales pitch on you. He is the guy who's playing maybe not all the way what we've been saying we want and the Canes need in terms of grit and grinding and a little bit of that dog in him, but he's playing a lot like that, okay? Yep. He is fun to frickin' watch. You can tell he doesn't have the top end, maybe silky mitts like you do.
Huh.
Okay?
That's lower C mitts.
Playing that lower C hockey,
I'll get
baby.
2 or 3.
Yeah, you pot 2 or 3. Hey, you're going to reach that 3-goal limit. But seriously, Mac, dude, this guy, he is flying around out there. Doesn't go. He goes into the corners hard. Greasy. Yep. And hey,
yep.
He'll get you a couple points now too. So I have Canes in 7. I'm not. I was confident that the Canes were going to win in 6 in the first round. I knew it. Easy pick.
Wow.
This time, I think that you're going to have a lot of people. I think you're going to have a lot of people picking the Devils.
The Devils look good.
They look good. They did not look good, though. And then they looked really good.
Yeah, true.
So, Canes, 7. You go.
Good pick. It's a good pick.
Your turn. Can't wait.
They always do this to me.
Oh,
this
no.
This is the issue. This is my issue. So I didn't pick them in the first round for all the reasons that we mentioned, all sorts of stuff. And then they came out. They faced adversity. Switched up the lines. Rod Brind'Amour always does that. I feel like, Gallant in New York didn't really change up things when they weren't going well. Brind'Amour he changes things very fast.
Oh, yeah.
And so I like that about him. But this is the problem.
Oh, no.
This is the problem. I wasn't optimistic in the first round. Now all of a sudden I'm thinking they can do it. All of a sudden I'm excited to watch the games. All of a sudden I'm just, I'm thinking if they lose now, I'm going to be disappointed.
Yep.
And so I'm going Canes in 6.
No way.
Canes in 6 with a two-headed goalie monster on the back end, the best defense in the NHL.
Here he goes.
They are going to score points this series. Against the Islanders, I think they only had maybe 1 or 0 goals. Their whole defense, 1 or 0. I think they scored 0 goals in the first round.
Really?
0. The highest scoring defense in the NHL regular season
about that?
Scored 0 goals in the first round against the Islanders.
Burns didn't pot one?
Nope, I don't think so.
Slavin?
I don't think so. 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 That's all 6.
of
Covered them all.
Right.
I don't think so. They get it done this series.
Wow.
They're coming alive. New Jersey played New York really well. I like the matchup against New Jersey better than I like the matchup against the Rangers because
what?
They play the Hurricane style. They play fast.
The Devils do?
Run and gun. That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play. That suits the Cane style better than the muck it up, get in the dirty areas, the scrums after that. That's the better way. That's how the Canes play. That's how they're structured.
Mm-hmm.
Rod Brind'Amour's plug and play.
Yeah.
Bring them in, put them in. You know what to do. You know where to be. Now, the only thing I'm nervous about with the Hurricanes is goal scoring. Schmid is playing out of his freaking mind right now. Out of his mind. I'm a little bit nervous about the goal scoring, but if we can,
Oh, dude.
If we can get
Oh,
it, this
no.
is my problem.
Oh, no.
I now get very optimistic about the Hurricanes. I'm talking with my hands. It's weird. I'm getting excited about it. And then they're going to break my heart.
Yep, that's right.
However,
But, dude.
I think they get it done. I think they get it done in 6.
And
I'm thinking, and I hope they go with Ronta at home and Freddie on the road. And they call me stupid for my first one. I'll call myself stupid, but I'm going Canes. And then I think the Canes and the Panthers make up just an epic Eastern Conference Finals.
Dude, that'd be wild.
And oh man,
Hey.
I'm excited about this round again. I'm now fired up. I am fired up. The defense is going to come to play. The defense is going to come to play. The Devils haven't seen this.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't seen it. Mm-hmm. They're not.
Shots from the point.
Oh my gosh, traffic in front, nonstop volume, like
dump
craziness.
and chase, grinding in the corners.
This is what we do.
Yeah,
this is Hurricanes hockey. This is Hurricanes hockey.
Full blown Caniac.
This is what we do.
Here he is,
Canes
folks.
in 6. They're going to the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm ready for it. I hope you are too. Also, ticket prices are still astronomical. So I'm still dumping on that. But hey, they do, however. So I've been talking to my son. Right, I've been talking to my son. If they can play on a weekend, we're gonna go.
There you go.
So we'll see
level.
at home.
We'll
see what happens.
Swearing and fighting.
No. We'll see what happens. We gotta go secondary market though. Secondary market, get some cheapies. 30 minutes before puck drop.
Wish there was a ticket selling platform that would consider giving us a sponsor because we would love to have a trusted ticket selling
verified
tickets that we could endorse.
I'm going Canes.
Dude, it's cool. I'm happy to see you fired up.
By the way, my big bold predictions all suck. Lamar Jackson signed with the Rangers or with the Ravens. Sorry, Lamar Jackson signs with the Ravens. The Hurricanes win the first round series. What was the third one? Aaron Rodgers doesn't go to the Jets.
No, OBJ goes back to the Rams.
Really?
That's what you said. Yeah, I think that's what you said.
That wasn't true either.
Run it back.
So, but anyways, I think all 3 of my
maybe you said he was going to go to the Jets.
My bold predictions.
Yeah.
Done.
All 3.
Done.
That was episode 4 of the JB Sports Pod. Brando, do you agree with Brandon's hot takes? And
the answer's no.
Turns out all of them were bad.
Yeah.
Hey, but they were hot.
You know what?
They were hot.
You know what, Lamar? We didn't want you anyway in South Florida.
Yeah.
We got Tua.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Get Tua. You ever heard of him?
Yeah.
Hey, pretty cool. F1 Formula 1 race is in Miami this week, and the F1 paddock. For any of you fans, some people are going to care about this, some people aren't, whatever. But it's pretty cool when Formula 1 comes to Miami. It's just like it's a much different event than most of their events in Miami.
They do a bunch of stuff with the Dolphins too.
But they're on field. They have like the paddock on field. Like the paddock is, if you follow F1, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, you don't care anyways. But it's like on the field.
Yeah.
The Dolphins field. It's cool. There's some like really cool stuff coming out. So anyway, I digress. Hey, congrats on Canes in 6. Wow. I hope you don't get your heart broken because you are. I can see it. You got.
I'm fired up.
You have the twinkle in your eye.
I am now.
I don't like that.
I'm back on the bandwagon. I think they can do it. Can you? Come on. Can you believe that they Teravainen goes down? They have.
Dude,
think about this. Svechnikov.
Yep.
Pacioretty and Teravainen. That's a first or second line on almost any single team in the NHL.
Right. Out.
Down.
They're out. Yeah, exactly.
All series.
Gone.
Like, all series. I think it's over 100 goals.
By the way, hey, just so you know, gone the rest of the playoffs. Hey. So, you sure you want it in 6?
Beat the Islanders in 6.
Yeah.
Islanders tried to muck it up a little bit. Hurricanes wouldn't get involved. Boom.
Done in 6.
Switch it up. See ya. See you later.
Devils.
They're going to come to town. They're going to try and play a fast game. Dougie Hamilton's going to be whatever he is. He's going to get his goals. Jack Hughes is going to get his goals, who's awesome, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, dude. He's fun to watch.
Awesome.
Howell's going to try to get in there a little bit?
Probably. For some reason. Yeah. Nobody likes him in Carolina. Yeah. Nobody knows why. Nobody knows why, but nobody likes him. They all boo him. I think it's because him and Nietzsche were going at it when they were when they played Nashville.
That's why, yeah.
3rd straight series against Hull, by the way. Hopefully ends up with the same result. Yeah.
So I'm telling you. You're on it.
You're
rolling. You are buzzing right now.
I'm all over it.
Good for you.
I'm all over it. I'm excited about it. Drury's probably going to come back, which means, unfortunately, McEachran's probably not going to play.
That sucks.
Yeah, I liked him. Sick. I'd move somebody else out and leave him there.
Yeah.
But
hey, what do you think of Puljujärvi?
He is who we thought he was.
That's right. Puljujärvi is who we thought he was.
He is.
And you let him off the hook.
Yeah.
You want to crown him.
Maybe they take Puljujärvi out and put McEachran in.
That's
That'd probably be nice. But I'm all over it. I think
Yes,
the Canes are winning. I'm fired up this series. I'm ready. I am ready to go. I can't wait to watch hockey.
Let's go, Canes.
Can't wait. That building, by the way, that building is so loud.
Yes.
It is so loud when it gets going.
Our JB Sports Instagram folks, head over to at JB Sports Official on Instagram.
Ever heard of it?
You ever heard of it? Uncle Brando was at game one, the Canes game one from the first round, and we posted, put a couple posts up, and let me tell you, that place was electric.
I probably got to go to game 2. I probably need to go to game 2. If I go to game 1, round 1.
Game 2,
game
round
2,
2.
round 2. Game 3, round 3.
You gonna fly to
can't
Florida?
go game 3. Maybe.
Never know.
Hey,
for the boys.
Lauderdale, here we go.
For the boys.
Why not?
Do it.
Have to. And then game 4, Stanley Cup Finals, not a big deal. It's probably going to be in Edmonton. Get my passport ready.
Wait, why wouldn't it be here?
Because the Hurricanes have home ice advantage throughout the entire playoffs.
Oh, game 4. Sorry, game 4,
Yeah.
I was thinking game 1 would be here, but game 4.
Throughout the entire playoffs. You know why? Because they finished the second best team in the league. Stop doubting them.
That's right. Brandon. He's holding a mirror up. The guy's holding a mirror up. I'm the only one around here who believes in the boys.
Yeah.
Now the guys get a win under their belt. Oh, look at old Brando, huh? Full-blown Caniac Brando comes running back. Oh, yeah, go Canes.
Hey, I never left. I flew the flags around. I flew the flags to game 1.
Watched every game,
I
did
watched
you?
every single game. I rooted for the team. I want them to win.
That's right. You didn't let putting the kids to bed get in your way. You recorded the game. Put the kids to bed. Boom. Put the game on.
Watch it.
Absolutely.
Boy, am I excited.
Yes, you are. Good to see it. All right, folks. Hey, like we said, just a couple of quick shout outs here to our Instagram. That's at JB Sports Official on Instagram. Follow us on YouTube. Maybe you're watching this on YouTube right now. We put our podcasts up. We've got golf videos, some matches, some challenges, some crazy stuff going on over there. There are
lots of awesome shorts, by the way.
A lot of awesome shorts as well. There are a lot of JB Sports accounts on YouTube. Make sure you look for ours. Make sure you find us. And so you can follow us there. Please like and comment on our stuff. If you're listening to this podcast, you can listen to it on Apple or Spotify. A 5-star review or rating would be phenomenal. Whew, we would really appreciate that, and we appreciate your support. So thank you so much for being here with us. A quick recap. Brandon lost round 1. Our round 2 picks are in. Brandon has
Wait, are we betting on round 2?
Yeah, hang on. Brandon's got Kraken versus Stars. Brandon has Stars in 6. Josh has Stars in 7. Knights versus Oilers. Brandon and Josh have Oilers in 7. Panthers versus Leafs. Brandon, Panthers in 7. Josh, Panthers in 6. Devils versus Canes. Brandon, Canes in 6.
Woo!
Josh, Canes in 7. Those are our picks. What is the wager? You're running 5 miles. You lost. You lost round 1.
We didn't differ on any of our picks this round, by the way. Just
same teams.
Same teams.
But
same
this
teams,
one,
just different series.
This one's all coming down to bonus points.
Wow.
And one of them, we have the same number of games. So there's only 3 bonus points up for grabs. Okay. So that's what's going to decide the winner of this round's bet. So, folks, here's what we'd like to do. Don't get too crazy. Don't be too brutal. Throw some stuff in the comments here on YouTube. Here, wherever you're catching this thing. You let us know what you think we should do on this round 2 bet. Brandon lost first round. He's going to have to run 5 miles. Second round, what should he have to do?
Whoa.
Oh,
whoa.
Oh, you haven't lost yet.
Wow.
Well, guy, hey, look, I got a little swag.
More like, what should he have to do?
I got a little swag to me after winning the first round.
Yeah, 8-3. I would too.
Yeah, it was an absolute. Yeah.
After the first 2 games, though, you were sweating.
Yeah, I was
sweating.
Yeah,
texted me even.
Good
Can't
thing.
believe it.
Good.
I think. What did you text me?
I was like, well, it looks like I'm going to be running.
Yeah.
Like it was looking bad earlier. Hey, turns out I absolutely demolished you.
We forgot their 7-game series.
Turns out they're a 7-game series. That's right. All right. So thanks again, folks. Thanks for joining us. Please put in the comments what you think our bet should be on this. We'll leave this one up to you. What should our bet be for the second round? And we'll see. It should be fun. Second round NHL playoffs so far have been as advertised. So hopefully round 2 is just as good. So thank you so much. Like I said, thank you for joining us, and we will catch you all on the next episode of the JB Sports Podcast.
Bye, everybody.